This just in. Anyone who's ever questioned the existence of shadow ban by the tech giants just became a 100% verified, confirmed jackass. Today we're actually gonna cover some good news, namely all the dirt that's been swept under the social justice carpet before the company was taken over by Elon Musk. Twitter really proves how PC is the new CP, but we're gonna get into that nugget of darkness soon enough. First, let's take it from the top, and let's inform you on what's been going on with one of the biggest democratic meeting places on the globe, sadly enough. Immediately, Musk declared a free speech amnesty and unbanned numerous accounts, including Trump, Jordan Peterson, and Sargon of Akkad. There will be more to come. Musk also decided the company needs more transparency than what's existed before during, well, its entire lifetime. So he shared internal documents and communication with journalists that have dug up quite a lot of dirt, proving that widespread censorship of conservatives has taken place. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have deleted my account with 25,000 followers on it. Then again, they don't call me Angry Foreigner for nothing. I suppose impulsive rage could be a part of it. I discovered a long time ago that shadow ban is very real because it was just obvious looking at the engagement to follower ratio. I just didn't think that anything could ever get better, ever. So I guess that's the lesson of today's video, kids. Stay positive, and don't give up, and don't forget to follow me on my new Twitter account. Who knows, maybe it will work even better than YouTube notifications. So the Twitter files is the name of this scandal that's currently trending on Twitter, ironically enough, and it gives a pretty fascinating yet oh so typical story of corruption, giving us a glimpse to the PC culture that's dominated behind the scenes. At first, the company didn't have any kind of barriers or filters in place. They lived up to their mission of sharing ideas and opinions. Then they added barriers to deal with spam and financial fraudsters. And then, in a oh-so-typical Lord of the Flies-esque cyber scenario, the staff got way too carried away and started adding barriers to ideas and opinions. You can just imagine how high off of their own farts these communist nerds became as soon as that ban button hit the President of the United States. As soon as they were finished banning Trump, which is something that they planned for months, this detail shall not be ignored. They planned for months how to ban him. And as soon as they were finished banning Trump, the conversation behind the scenes became about maybe banning future American presidents, including Joe Biden. If, and I quote, "it becomes absolutely necessary to alleviate real-world harm," end of quote. And by their definition of harm, it literally applies to opinions that a lefty simply doesn't like. Oh, and the FBI. According to Matt Taibbi, who's been sharing the Twitter files on Twitter, the company met with FBI repeatedly and basically discussed how to make the platform more censor-friendly, or safe, depending on who you ask. Michelle Obama also pushed the company to ban Trump, which eventually happened. This despite the fact that the Twitter staff were fully aware that nothing Trump said ever broke any rules. They even admitted themselves, and the backstage communication confirms this. It also shows an army of employed SJWs organizing to demand that their employer ban him anyway. This despite the fact that they were all aware he's not broken any of the company's rules. Quote, "not even in a coded way did he break any rules." But then Twitter employees started doing a lot of comparisons to Hitler, accused Trump of being a terrorist, and the rest is history. Worth mentioning is that actual terrorism is something these people seem to applaud and defend, since Twitter didn't ban the former Malaysian Prime Minister when he said Muslims have a moral right to kill French people, end of quote. They didn't ban the president of Nigeria when he incited violence against specific groups of people. Twitter didn't ban the Ethiopian Prime Minister when he called on citizens to take up arms against the Tigray region. And they didn't ban the Ayatollah Khamenei when he said very, very, very naughty things about Israel. They also didn't do anything about the enormous groomer problem Twitter has been having, which looks less like a problem and more like a conscious policy under the progressive activists. Twitter actually got sued because it refused to take down CP with the excuse that it doesn't violate policy. Well, I'm sure it doesn't if you're a Marxist. When Musk took over, he said, quote, "It is a crime that they refuse to take action on child exploitation for years." At which point Jack Dorsey tried saving his ass by responding, "False." To which Musk says, "No, it is not. When Ella Irwin, who now runs Trust and Safety, joined Twitter earlier this year, almost no one was working on child safety. She raised this with Ned and Parag, but they rejected her staffing request. I made it top priority immediately." End of quote. And if you look on the screen, you'll see that she confirms how bad it is. The moral conscience of social justice is surprisingly dirty. When the Twitter team discussed banning Trump, one of the few people who spoke up was a person born in China who said, quote, "Maybe it's because I'm from China, but I have deep understanding of how censorship can ruin the public conversation." End of quote. And to this, Twitter's white, pasty, well-off, spoiled college kid white saviors only responded, "There's a big difference between a government censoring something and us censoring a government." Okay, sure. Yeah, no, I get it. Censorship is different from censorship, right? It's amazing how simple-minded doublethink can make people. You'd think it was the other way around. So by 2020, it became routine to delete stuff on the behest of the Democratic Party and Joe Biden. Anything from celebrities to unknown regular people could be removed at the whim of a Twitter employee, and since Twitter staff is mostly made up of lefties, 99% of the time they would censor on the behalf of Biden. This means, among many things, that the Hunter Biden scandal, which I just released a video about, in case you weren't notified, which I know many of you aren't, so check out my newsletter. It also works as a community and donation hub. It's a really great site. Link in video description. This means that the Hunter Biden scandal got outright censored, with the behind-the-scenes logic being, the First Amendment isn't absolute, okay? I don't give a shit about it. Twitter isn't about being an American, okay? I mean, by and large, that's my take on it. You can pause and read the sources closely for yourself on the screen. I'm just trying to make them more enjoyable. Maybe I'll succeed, or maybe I'll make my mother cry. In addition to all this, Twitter employees naturally created blacklists to keep certain tweets and topics from trending, just like YouTube. They also restricted the visibility of certain accounts and topics, just like YouTube. And the entire time this was going on, higher-ups in the company denied the existence of shadow ban based on political opinions, because they call it visibility filtering instead. Same thing, different name, same excuse. Now, when it comes to YouTube, it's exactly as bad as Twitter used to be before Musk took over, and I've made several videos proving that beyond reasonable doubt, full of sources that you people can't contradict unless you're afflicted by Marxism. In fact, YouTube is even worse than Twitter used to be, because unlike Twitter, YouTube has actually deleted around 10,000 or more of my subscribers. I used to be at 234k and counting up. Now, look at what I have now. Can you comprehend how many followers I lose organically when YouTube hides your notifications from your own subscribers? I have tons of people telling me they get unsubscribed from my channel and have to resubscribe over and over again, despite the fact that they love my content. So it's not one of those low engagement purge thingies, no. Unfortunately, I can't delete my YouTube channel, as this is my sad form of living, despite my channel being vulgarly shadow banned. All I can do is hope Elon Musk buys YouTube as well, so I can stop getting comments like this on every video. Why didn't I get notified despite having all notifications turned on? Why was I suddenly unsubscribed from your channel? I've had to resub numerous times, and I love watching your material all the time. Why? At this point, all I can do is ask, why don't you subscribe to my newsletter instead? And you'll be notified in your phone every time, through your email, You won't miss a video, and just look at this gorgeous site. This isn't just a newsletter, it's also my new official website. Every video is uploaded as an article together with sources. You scroll down and there's a comment section for the community aspect where we can share lovingly, intimately, and deeply. Why, you can even choose to sponsor me with a little quiche a month, or per year, or whatever. One-time donations exist as well. But most importantly, you don't have to worry about big tech plowing you from behind with your favorite content, since this site called Substack was specifically created for citizen journalists who don't want to rely on big tech and mainstream media to get their message out there. So I deeply recommend it, and links are in the video description. And I also recommend that you use my code to buy the finest quality CBD products in Europe. Heyo! It's sponsor time! CannabisLight.se, the finest quality CBD products in Northern Europe. EU-regulated, non-psychoactive hemp oil, as well as buds and muscle recovery cream for the athletes. No THC, 100% legal, and you get 15% off on all products if you use the code ARIBLATTE. I personally endorse this company due to the high quality of their products. I know the people involved, they're very serious, very knowledgeable, and they know what they're doing. Make this your regular CBD provider, and you'll know what you're doing as well.